Vibra Finance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Vibra Finance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Vibra Finance. We are the future of crypto.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Vibra Live. Actually, man, what the hell am I saying? This is Hello Future, number 2, the second podcast. We got my man, Chaos Kris here.
What's up, man? Bro? What's up, man? How you doing? It's good to be on again, man.
Yeah, bro. You could tell I must have been on vacation or something for a little bit because definitely blew that one there. But, hey, the amount of alpha that's about to come, I think hopefully we'll make up for it.
Yeah, it's crazy because I was looking at our last Hello Future podcast, man. You know, you're talking about H-Bar. I was talking about Satoshi VM. H-Bar is blowing up. Satoshi VM hit I think it was like a 40x. If you would have gotten on day one, right when it launched, and you just bought it and just wrote it up and then sold at the top or somewhere close to it, you could have hit a 40x in like a couple hours. It's crazy.
So it's nuts. Some of these things are moving so fast, and it's been a long time. You know, the last bull market, I mean, what, 3 years ago, or give or take, like 2.5. But when you see coins really moving like this, doing 10, 20, 30, 40 X's, that really doesn't happen in the bear market unless it's some like random fluke meme coin. But when you're seeing actual real projects doing this now, man, I'm starting to get excited.
Yeah, and you know, on top of that, you know, we're gonna get a pullback very, very soon, and it looks like we're getting into it. So this is the last time you guys can really pack your bags and get some awesome gems. So definitely pay special close attention.
Yeah, bro, definitely. It's, you know, looking at the top 100 here. It looks like Tau, Manta, ICP. See you, Thomas Anderson. I'm sure you're liking that ICP pump. And then Helium. Interesting with Helium, what they're doing with Solana, with the cell phones. I think that could be a sleeper that not too many people are talking about.
Absolutely. And, you know, on top of that, I've been hearing a lot about Manta. I never got into it. I think it's a layer 2 scaling solution, but I see a lot of excitement behind that blockchain. And then Tau. Some people think that's going to be the Bitcoin of this run. That could potentially be a Bitcoin type project in the AI space. So those are ones that you definitely don't want to sleep on. So
yeah, I definitely missed out on Tau. So, you know, I'm going with Kazuna, the little the meme coin over there, or kind of a secondary play. No, Tau New was the meme coin, but Kazuna, I don't even remember what it does, but
yeah,
that's how you know you're a degen.
It looks like a bird, so it works out in the end.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so look at this, man. We got Polytrade, we got Creo absolutely ripping, and then we got LCX. What's your thoughts on all these three up big?
So Polytrade's the one that has been doing the best out of pretty much any coin in my portfolio. I mean, it's steadily rising. It's not having these, like, Creo is just a roller coaster. This thing is up to 12 cents, down to 8, down to 6, back up to 10. I mean, this thing has been a crazy month. I mean, it's just chopping, but obviously we're trending down. So I really hope we get a nice little a pump in Bitcoin. I want to see it break like 42.5, make a new local high, and then from there on start to dip, and then hopefully we get an alt season. I think it's a matter of time before dominance drops. I think it's right now just Grayscale. I think they have 300,000 Bitcoin that they're dumping, and 100,000 are gone now. So I think it's just a matter of time before those are rinsed out and we continue moving forward.
Yeah, pull up Creo one more time. This is a really good learning point for all you guys. Now, here's the thing about Creo that Adam and I were looking at. So Adam hit me up one day and was like, "Hey man, we got to check out this thing called Creo. It's at a $1 million market cap, and the thing popped to I think it was like 28 million." What was interesting was they had a massive token dilution, and we jumped. Well, I didn't jump in, but Adam jumped in, and this token absolutely skyrocket. And the one point I'm trying to get across is everyone's going to talk about token unlocks, token dilutions, and yes, they do. They will hit each of these coins, but they usually hit the hardest in the bear market. That's when you see that stuff set in. So now that we're in the bull, I wouldn't really worry too much. I'd be careful about the ones with like massive ones, but you might see something with like 50%, 60% lock or whatnot, and I wouldn't really get too sketched out about it. Adam, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, for sure. That was in the bear market. That was something that I really would look at when I was researching projects. What's the circulating supply? What's the total? And what are the diluted values? But I think moving forward in this part of the cycle, you can kind of toss fundamentals and that stuff out the window when people start getting FOMO, when retail comes in, it gets euphoric. None of that matters. I think, yeah, it's going to slow down the coin a little bit, but you're not going to notice in a bull market. And, a lot. That's why if you look like with Hedera and some of these coins, the inflation now is almost getting towards the end. So in another year or two, when those major unlocks are gone, I mean, that's when I think the floor is going to be set, where people that are sleeping on it now are going to be left behind.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more, man. Yo, click on UpX real quick. Sorry, I need to see that. Dang, dude. I think this is the UpX from Pulse Chain, man.
It is.
Dang, they got on the crypto bubbles. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I had a live stream with Haunted. I had no idea they got their thing on crypto bubbles. That's crazy, man. Shout out to them, dude. That's impressive.
Maybe it's the one on ETH, but I thought it was bro. Pulse Chain right there.
Wow, man, I went heavy on that project. So
I got a nice bag of it too, so I'm loving it.
Yes,
Not this
sir.
chart right now, but it is what it is. These are long-term holds for the cycle. I'm not worried about the short-term noise. Like with Titan X, I'm not worried about the short-term choppy up down. It's all about the max miners. That's what I did 90% at the beginning. So if we come 250 days out and things are looking bad, then maybe I'll start to worry. But I'm not at all.
Yeah, it's all smoking. Well, it's stuff we shouldn't really worry about too much. But in the bear market, absolutely. So
yeah.
Actually, hey,
Pulse
go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'll just say Pulse X kind of just doing nothing right now, kind of just trending sideways. But the altcoins, man, the PRC20s, some of these things are pumping like crazy right now. Teddy Bear is almost back to where it was 2 weeks ago, or where was it, a week ago when it really started to move?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. They're almost there, almost back to that 2,200. Meme coins are moving, and there's a couple other ones started shooting up like crazy. The PDI, Atropa, yeah, that's what they were. PDI, Atropa, PRS, the reflection coins. It's funny how we're going to start to see, I think, cycles when the market, the Bitcoin moves first, then ETH, then the altcoins. I think inside our ecosystem, I wonder if we're going to start to notice patterns in the way some of these coins move, or if they're all just going to straight move off of what Pulse does.
Yeah. So here's the interesting part about this. PDI, Atropa, and Bear are going to be in their own category because a lot of that has to do with liquidity in these pairings. And I don't want to use the term locked liquidity, but essentially, in order to get from one token to another, you have to trade through multiple tokens. And the main entryway into that system is going to be through PDI. So the reason why tokens like Bear is doing really, really well is because it also has a thick liquidity between Atropa. So it actually has a little bit of advantage on a lot of these meme coins because, yes, it can skyrocket astronomically, but also there's this floor that Atropa is propping up with Bear that's actually making it so that it can stabilize, which is absolutely insane. So there's a lot going on there. Then another big one, put in BFF real quick.
That's your gem right there. I'm BFF and Rob are the ones that are at the thousands per coin.
Yeah. So, see, this is an interesting one because a lot of people in the PDI crew hit me up and they're telling me about BFF. So I got in at this right around $90. Now, what's interesting is BFF is paired up with a coin called No Nuke, and there's a lot of people going in trying to buy this coin, and it's adding a thick liquidity between BFF and No Nuke. And if you type it in, it's about 216,000. Now, what's interesting is a lot of people, well, actually, just type in BFF. It's like in some weird symbols.
So funny.
Yeah. So down, next one right there, right there.
So,
So,
bro, of course, it's Hanton Nanang. Yeah, of course, bro. You should have told me.
hey, you should have typed that out, bro. Now, so here's the thing about this particular pairing. So it's building up this thick LP. And then once that gets up to $8,000, supposedly something's going to happen. I don't know what that is, but a lot of the big whales that are coming in and got in at the ground floor, they're planning on pairing it up with, popular pulse chain altcoins. So right now, the big concentration within the PDI Tropa ecosystem is actually around this BFF token. Please keep in mind, I got mixed feelings about the whole Maria thing because sometimes it says one thing, it says another, and honestly, I have no idea what it's saying or whoever's saying all that stuff. But it's pretty insane to see how this token went from a couple dollars to almost $4,064. And when this thing hits 8,000, something's supposed to happen. So I'm not sure. Any thoughts on this?
Well, I haven't. I really didn't even know this coin existed. This other one I knew about BFF, but something's going on, bro. I mean, there's a floor here at like $8, and then to go to from $8 up to 120, up to 750. I mean, I don't. Yeah, this is crazy, and it's gonna be interesting if this is actually gonna be something, or if it's gonna be a ginormous rug pull and at 8K the floor comes out.
Yeah. Well, here, maybe I can do a quick. Well, actually, no, I won't do a drawing. So basically, if you look at the entire pairings between all these tokens, and if you were to draw a diagram, it looks like a pyramid coming down. Now, if you look at the pairing between No Nuke and BFF, there's certain levels to this ecosystem. So there's like a level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so BFF, you have to go through 5 tokens to get into BFF, or you go through the Wrap Pulse and BFF token. Now, the reason why most people don't go through the Wrap Pulse BFF token is because you get eaten up with slippage. So essentially, the main point I'm trying to get across is some people think that they're trying to build out another level of tokens among all the other hundreds of tokens so that it can build this deep liquidity behind PDI so that when Pulse Chain starts to pump, we start to see arbitrage bots and traders go in between each of these pairs, and it basically works very similar to like a vacuum sucking in money to help add a thick liquidity to PDI. That's the theory right now. Do I think it's going to come to fruition? Not sure. We'll just have to see. So
that's cool, bro. And that's the thing. Like speculation, it's fun to do, but it's been really cool to see how this PDI and Tropa and this whole ecosystem has progressed. And, today I was watching some of that Crypto 7 and Tangent stream with Ivan, and I don't know if they got like nervous with him on there, but they were asking his opinion on Pulse Chain. He was like, I don't know really much about Pulse Chain. You guys stream about it every day. You tell me what's going on. And now they didn't bring up the fact that there could be the same way Richard Hart almost created DeFi Summer in 2020 with Hex and Uniswap, PDI and Atropa, and everything going on over here. This could be DeFi 2.0 in the summer of 2024 that's being created right now. Like there's stuff going on here that I haven't seen anywhere else with just the liquidity pairing, burning and locking liquidity, the auto LPs with the tax tokens. Just there's so many creative and unique things going on Pulse Chain, and to highlight NFTs and liquid loans, it's like, man, come on, like that's not gonna get his ears and attention. I thought that was just a squandered opportunity, but it is what it is. I think that kind of is a microcosm of how it goes in this ecosystem. Like when it can't get worse, something crazy out there happens and Richard gets sued out of the blue, or the movie isn't what people wanted. Richard tries to create these liquidity pairs with Wrap Bitcoin and Anchor and Link and gets crucified for it. So I think green candles will fix it all. I'm excited for it, and I like Lit's idea that he's been trying to come up with is if you know someone that would be really good for an interview or for a spot in the spaces, like recommend them, reach out. There's been so many times where I watch something like that and it's like, man, if Rags was in that space representing the community, or like Axis, or there's a handful of people, and it's like, how do we come together as one and move forward in the best way, in like a calculated way, not just a bunch of loose cannons arguing and fighting. We need to be strategic about moving forward, and I think that's going to happen. I see people trying to make it happen, and hopefully it does. I think it'll be a great thing for us, and I'm just excited, man, for the potential that we have in front of us.
Yeah, some things to unpack there. So that's the thing about Pulse Chain this past summer. Whether you hate it or like it, PDI did a 350x or something insane. Right after that 350x hit, we saw PRS go bananas. We saw PTGC hit. I think that one hit a 300x as well. We saw multiple altcoins just putting up X's, and here's the crazy part. The market had a lot of bloodshed. Bitcoin wasn't doing too well. Ethereum wasn't doing too well, but Pulse Chain and these altcoins were absolutely booming, going crazy for whatever reason. And something like that can catch the interest of anybody, whether it's good or bad. If someone hears that, they're gonna be like, okay, I need to go in and look at what's happening right here. So I do agree with you that when we have an opportunity with someone that big, you definitely want to give them some information that makes them want to think. It makes them want to go on their phone at night, be like, dang, I gotta look at this PETA, I gotta look at this Atropa, I gotta look at PTGC, I gotta look at what's going on in this blockchain, because that's how you gain interest and that's how you get people talking about Pulse Chain.
I don't know, man. I'm really bullish on these new NFT marketplaces that are coming, and the 7 dexes that have launched on Pulse Chain, Ivan. It's really cool. He was almost laughing, bro. He was literally trying not to laugh, and it's like, man, it's just frustrating, but whatever. It's nothing we could do about it. At least we're getting exposure in front of Ivan, and he'll start hopefully mentioning Pulse and stuff more, but. Bro, the stuff I've been seeing lately about Saucer Swap, a nice fact out there, Saucer Swap, the DEX, is now 200% more profitable than any other DEX in crypto since August of last year.
Wow. That's pretty impressive. It's interesting because Saucer Swap had a first mover advantage on Hedera. They absolutely dominated the entire market. They have concentrated liquidity pools. They're also continuing to develop and build, and they have a partnership with a lot of these projects that also have partnerships with a lot of big corporations and also the World Economic Forum. So overall, I think, Saucer Swap is a slam dunk when it comes to getting to a DEX on HBAR.
Yeah, bro. It's by far the best DEX, and I love it because when you have your coins, right? You're holding them in your wallet. There is zero reason not to stake them because it's as if they're in your wallet. So if you buy a bag of Saucer Swap and you go and you stake it, they have liquid staking. So they are still in your wallet and you can trade them as regular liquidity, but they're still earning that yield every day. And it's really cool, bro. It's the future, and it's what all the institutions are using. All their governing council members on Hedera are all adopting and using their institutional staking. And it's funny to see that crypto's for hucksters and fraudsters and, money launderers and criminals, but the biggest corporations in the world are using it. That's funny, but we don't hear about that. You hear the bad side, the horror stories, but we were in this coin. It's been 2 years now since I found out about it, and it took 20 months for this thing to turn around. And in the last, I would say, month, more has happened in the last month than the previous 18. And so many announcements coming because Hedera was just at Davos this past week, and love it or hate it, the stuff that they're doing over there. I mean, these are the world leaders. These are the biggest, the players. These are guys that control their industries. And Brad Garlinghouse and Ripple were there, and he had a meeting with Lehman Baird, one of the co-founders of Hedera, and it was supposed to be at the Coinbase booth, and something happened at the last second, and they ended up just doing it right in the main part of the conference, and it was right in front of the Hedera wall. So you have Brad Garlinghouse, you had Lehman Baird, and these guys, and it was Hedera and Davos in the wall right behind them. So it was like just seeing Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, and these guys together. I mean, these guys have a lot of power, and I mean Jamie Dimon's there. I mean, he gave one of the most cringe speeches or cringe responses ever to questions at this interview here. So a lot of people had eyes on Davos, and I just can't, I find it hard to believe that people were not seeing, H-bar and just now starting to look at it. I mean, it was all over the hotel, outside. I mean, it was everywhere.
Yeah. H-bar last cycle made a little bit of noise, but it didn't make that much noise. And the interesting part about it is H-bar or Hedera is probably going to be one of those blockchains that's going to have some sort of CBDC infrastructure built on top of it. I just want to make something clear. I do not like CBDCs. I am 1,000% against it. But the power behind Hedera is that a lot of the people at the top are betting on this blockchain, and there's this like small window of opportunity to get into it, and to make a couple bets and see if you hit a couple home runs. Because overall, the window of opportunity is closing, and we're not sure if we're gonna have another bull market after this one, and this will be the one where Hedera goes off and opens up a lot of eyes.
Yeah, dude, 100%. And one of the projects that we've been talking about forever was this Dovu project that they're tackling carbon credits, but they're implementing AI into what they're doing. And this is like top of the line, cutting edge. And I didn't even know it, but I was doing some research, and I was listening earlier to the space. Well, I listened to like the last 10 minutes. Lindsay was listening to this community update and AMA. And one of the guys that was given the from Dovu was talking about some of their partnerships. And I had no idea that Dovu and with this Poly network here, they have a partnership with them, but they also, Dovu, and before they were launched, were backed by this company In Motion, which is a venture arm of Jaguar Land Rover. So some of these, and it's like you start to see that, and it's like, okay, so Hedera is with doing these carbon credits. They're working with these car companies in Japan to do all of the emissions and information and all of that stuff in real time on their blockchain, and it's all going to be done through Hedera. So I can't imagine that carbon credits it just fits right in with these self-driving cars, the way that they run on these ledgers, and seeing for Jaguar Land Rover behind one of them or behind them funding it. It's like, man, it's a no-brainer. And during this announcement, so they have staking right now for Dovu. It's liquid, just like with Saucer Swap. You stake it, you can trade your liquidity. With Hedera, With your H bar, you can stake it on Stater Labs. Same thing. You can trade that liquidity. Well, now Dovu just opened up staking, and I went through, I signed up, and I locked my coins up. And I was looking for the unstake button. And I was like, man, it doesn't exist. Like, was there a lock I didn't know about? And then it dawned on me. I was like, that's right. Everything on Hedera is liquid staking. So these coins sit in my wallet as if they were liquid, but they're really staked, earning yield. And they announced in this AMA today that you have 1 week and from this announcement or this AMA to stake your coins. And if you do, you get an extra 20% bonus for your lifetime staking.
Right. Interesting. Now let's unpack Dovu. So what you brought up earlier with Jaguar and that connection with that partnership with the car. So Dovu gets into something called carbon credits. Now the idea is through the World Economic Forum, they're basically setting up so that you have a social credit score that is determined based off of how much carbon you emit onto the planet. And so what Jaguar and a lot of these companies are doing is they're basically using the Dovu carbon credit score in coordination with their vehicle so that if you were to use a certain vehicle, it has to have a certain carbon credit score. So the idea is what Dovu is doing is it's setting up that system so that when these cars start going fully operational in the future, they're going to be using the carbon credit score. So overall, it does sound dystopic, but there is an opportunity here, and it's really cool to see that you have Jaguar and a lot of these big companies working with Dovu. And so essentially, because they're working together, in my mind, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, bro. And this one too, like the Dovu, their carbon credits are now live in India. Businesses are using them. And I didn't even know about this. I was just looking at it. But for their end-of-life vehicle credits, right here, to support OEM retail discounts and credits for manufacturers to reduce carbon emissions through government-backed certificate of deposits. Right, and those are going to, and Dovu's operating system delivers flexibility to manage any kind of measured climate activity. So all of this is going to be done through Hedera's blockchain or through their ledger. And love it or hate it, I think this is going to be an option. Don't buy a Tesla. If this sounds like hell to you, don't buy a Tesla. Don't buy a Cybertruck. Don't move to a smart 15-minute city. Get away from that stuff. Get away into the country or to a more rural area where your neighbors. It's a more of a local community, because this dystopic stuff won't infiltrate those communities like it will cities where people are desperate and reliant on the government. So it's all going to be a choice, I think, at the end of the day. So I'm not really fearing it. I think it's all going to be a rollout. The CBDCs to Medicaid or to Medicare, to rent credits, anything that the government's giving money on. They don't want that money being spent elsewhere. So they want to track that and make sure it's being spent where it's supposed to. But if you have a job, you're a tax-paying citizen, they're not going to just uproot your life and make you use this stuff. It's going to be people begging for it because something gets really bad. People don't have money, so they make an offer. So at the end of the day, it's all going to be a choice. It's not going to just be shoved down our throats.
Couldn't agree more, man. And I think the big thing I want to highlight with this is, there's a speculation opportunity here with things like Dovu and what's being built on HBAR. But ultimately, when it comes to the dystopic systems, I do agree that you do not have to be a part of. But I would highly encourage everyone to look into this stuff, be educated about it, and understand that this is the type of stuff that's being pushed through blockchain technology.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and this was another project that we talked about last week. This Tune FM, because they got a $20 million grant from some VC group to help fund their artists. So I went up and I actually created my account here, and I guess there's all these albums and stuff and new artists on here. Well, I guess Beyonce's on here, so I guess that's not a new artist, but you can come listen to music, and I guess you get paid to listen to. I'm not even sure. I just did this, but yeah, I don't know how. Oh, so you have to own 10 million jam to listen to his content. Okay. Oh, so you need to require an NFT to listen to his stuff. So that's cool. So if you want to listen to a certain musician, you got to go buy their NFT. So you're like supporting them in a certain way. So this is like just launched, guys. This stuff's brand new, but these are going to be the things that are the future. Like I know these they somehow pay you to listen to music. You know, I'll figure it out, but like this is the stuff that is coming that is going to revolutionize DeFi. It's going to bring utility and real world use cases to these blockchains and these different layer ones.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Jam is something you want to keep your eye on, especially if you see a big artist hop on. There's a good chance that you'll see that price skyrocket.
And it pretty much has. Like I think Jam is one of the it's still up. I mean, this thing has pumped in the last week. I mean, look at this thing is up against H bar, 85%. And in the last month, it's up almost 200% against H bar. So, and there's still small market caps. And this Da Vinci graph is a pre-sale. So you saw Crypto Mason was talking about this on one of his videos today. And we put this in our group earlier. It's just a pre-sale. I bought one of the $99 ones. The other ones are sold out. But these are they were going for 2,000 H bar. They're sold out, and they're now already being sold on the secondary market for 4,500. So I'm not going to buy one for that price. But, just seeing that makes me bullish that people are already starting to sell them. So I bought a silver one. And that gets me 2,000 tokens and then 5,500 token allocation in the pre-sale. I think you buy it at 1 penny and then the public sale is 3 cents. So you almost get, a 2x on that $55. So it's going to basically pay for the NFT. So you're basically free rolling with your 2,000 coins.
Absolutely. Great opportunity. And what we're seeing with a lot of these projects on HBAR is you do an NFT, you'll get an airdrop. And I'm sure there's going to be phenomenal opportunities coming on in the future.
Yeah, and just for like Da Vinci Graph, what they're doing is they're bringing basically like more liquidity pools and stuff to Hedera. It's like locked LP and stuff like that. I don't know where it was, but regardless, it's still a couple more days the pre-sale, and I think it's something to potentially look into. And what they're bringing is gonna be cross chain. It's not gonna just be on Hedera. So bringing like logos and icons to your coins, that work across chain, stuff like that. So there's there could be potential here, but again, it's something new, and you never know, right? This is why we love crypto. This is why we speculate. It has a potential use case on a great L1 that is in its first cycle for DeFi. DeFi didn't exist in 2020 on Hedera, and that's why I'm so bullish on it.
Yes, sir. Couldn't agree more, man. Definitely a great project.
Yeah, man. So yeah, that's pretty much and Ripple and Hedera. We saw them at Davos, so people are talking about that. And Algorand too partnered with Hedera for their decentralized recovery. We saw that announcement a couple weeks ago. So now Algorand, Hedera, Ripple, all kind of working together. That's what I like to see. Like the best utility projects out there all working together. It's not Tron, and it's not, these just, I don't want to call it like shit coins, but blockchains that I can't see existing in or being that relevant.
Ghost chains.
Years from now. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So wait, what's the breakdown with this? I haven't read it.
Lehman, Baird, and Brad Garlinghouse had a conversation over there at Davos, and they were just talking together about crypto, the markets, and how regulation and basically the SEC and stuff are slowing down the industry and what can be done to kind of foster that. But I think I think they know something is coming, that the Ripple lawsuit should officially be over right around the halving, and that's going to be, I think, the signal where they announce the IPO. They could even announce the IPO earlier than that. I mean, no one really knows, but all the chips are starting to fall right in place, and Ripple's going to start to take over. And they actually just put up some more shares of Ripple on the website. So it's actually $39 a share right now. It's a couple dollars cheaper than the last. Actually, that might. Yeah, it is. It might be 42 for non of the Club Apollo members or whatever it is. But regardless, they put that back up there. So if you're not an accredited investor, you can buy into Ripple's pre-sale right now into their stock. And I have not seen any other of the projects they've ever launched have this opportunity.
Right. Yeah, I was actually getting into this, and I think, in my opinion, when Ripple launches, it's going to be in the middle of the bull market. It's going to push the stock up really, really high, and in my opinion, I think that's going to be a signal that we're getting close to the top of the bull market. So I definitely think Ripple stock is the play. I'm not too bullish on the coin per se. I think the coin will do all right, but I think the stock is the hidden gem behind this whole equation, is what I'm seeing.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't agree with you more, bro. I really think that. I've been telling a lot of people that Ripple stock is going to outperform the XRP, and people think I'm crazy, but time will tell.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, you ready to get into the research I've been doing?
Yes, sir. Let's hear some alpha from Chaos Kris. Let's go.
All right. So, I've been doing a little bit of research. Adam's been getting into the ISO 222, and also with Goo God, he's been going crazy in HBAR. Shout out to both of them. But what I was looking for is projects that people aren't talking about. Everybody's talking about Hedera, everybody's talking about Pulsion, everybody's talking about Ethereum, everybody's talking about AI. But there's one small thing that not many people are talking about, and it has to do with the gaming sector. Most of you guys like Alex Becker. You've seen a lot of his gems. He puts out a lot of stuff, and I've seen a lot of his coins absolutely rip anywhere between 10 to 50x. Now, I found something very interesting in the gaming industry that nobody's talking about and could potentially surpass anything on Avalanche or Immutable X Gaming. Now, the name of that blockchain that I'm talking about is Sui. So most of you guys know Sui. They did a very controversial airdrop. They actually disqualified all U.S. residents. I think, Adam, you got hit with that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So
I was on that test net, minting all the NFTs, following all the instructions on the Twitter page like an idiot.
Yeah. So they had a very sloppy airdrop, and I definitely do agree. They did absolutely terrible. Now, what's so important about Sui? So Sui and Aptos were blockchains created from the developers from Meta. As most of you guys know, Meta was an absolute train wreck. Mark Zuckerberg did a terrible job. So the team split up, and they actually launched two blockchains that use a programmable language called Move. Now, what's so special about Move is it's an improvement on the Solidity programming language on Ethereum. And if you guys been keeping up with how Solidity was created, Gavin Wood, it's Gavin Wood from Polkadot, right? Is that his last name, Wood?
Mm-hmm.
So Gavin Wood from Polkadot, when he created the Solidity language, he created a bunch of issues with it. So the developers behind Sui and Aptos created this new language, program language that allows anyone to bring a website to the blockchain, your business to a blockchain, and there's not much of a learning curve behind it. On top of that, it's much more efficient than the Ethereum blockchain. Now, the reason why I got very, very interested in Sui, it actually started off with a meme coin. The name of this meme coin was Suicune. And if you guys know what Suicune is, it's the name of a Pokemon. So my boy Trent, the other half of the verse, he's like, bro, we gotta buy this thing called we gotta buy this coin called Suicune. And I was like, bro, there's no way I'm buying a Pokemon meme coin. Get the hell out of here. Well, Trent was actually right, because this sucker hit a like almost a 13x from his initial call right here on this arrow. So after going through this entire blockchain and just looking at it, the only thing that they had were meme coins of Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh characters. And I'm sitting there and I'm just like, why is there so many of these like Yu-Gi-Oh Pokemon characters? And the light bulb flicked on when I checked out a project called SweePad. Now, SweePad is just a launch pad that incubates projects on Sui. And what's really, really interesting is if you go on the website, they just incubated a project called Galaxy Games. Now, Galaxy Games was actually created by another project called Haunted Space. Now, you might be asking yourself, what's so important about Haunted Space? Haunted Space is in Neo Tokyo with Alex Becker. So long story short, Sui right now is having over 50 to 200 video games launch on this blockchain. Alex Becker and his crew knows about it, and there's a good chance that they're going to be blowing up about Sui in a couple of months. So right now, I'm looking at new video games. I'm looking at new projects building on top of Sui because, in my opinion, Sui could potentially be one of the #1 gaming blockchains out there. Now, there's two pieces of evidence to support this. Number one, Galaxy Games and Haunted Space, they actually launch games on PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam. And long story short, this is where all the nerds go and play their video games. On top of that, Sui also has this big partnership with Alibaba, which is like the Amazon of China. And so what I'm seeing right now is Sui is a very big China, Japan, Asia-based blockchain that's building gaming infrastructure that they're going to be using to sell all across the world. So in my opinion, when it comes to anything gaming, I'm not talking about DEXs. I'm not talking, well, meme coins on here are really, really good if you guys are degens, but gaming is the hidden gem. And one of the first big infrastructure games to launch on it was Gaga Games or Galaxy Games. So on future Hello Future, I'm gonna be covering a bunch of video games that's launching on Sui. I think these games could hit anywhere between a 10 and 50x. Adam, you get any thoughts on this?
Dude, I'm like trying to look at some of these. I'm already looking at Pikachu right now, 11K market cap.
Pikachu? Oh yeah, let me look at that. Yeah, you're talking about the Pikachu one.
Yeah, PIKA Pikachu. Sorry, 76K market cap, 11K in liquidity.
Yeah, that one hit a 17x today, if I recall.
It's like 3
this
days
one.
old.
Yeah, I got into this. I think 2 days ago. I think yeah, it was this one. Yeah, this one.
Oh, man,
this one hit a 22x, but now it's sitting at about a 16x. Yeah, so
in like 2 days too. Now it's not like it took a week or a month. This was in 2 days.
Yeah, and here's the crazy part about Sui, and this is what sold me on the blockchain. Guess what the daily volume is?
$500 million.
Yep, 800 million. So
wow.
So basically, if you look at this blockchain, there's a lot of volume on this, and some that you could say, all right, it's going over to centralized exchanges, yada yada. But if you just go and you look at all the meme coins popping up, and they're all Pokemon themed, they're all Yu-Gi-Oh themed. I honestly, I don't even know any of these Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh because I never played video games growing up. My grandfather banned me from doing that. So the main point I'm trying to get across is there's a narrative here when it comes to meme coins, but the hidden narrative are going to be these gaming altcoins, because I guarantee you they're going to pop up on Alex Becker's video, and it's just going to go absolutely ballistic. So what I'm doing is I'm throwing in like a $50, $100 scratchers on, I think Gaga Games is going to be a good one. I mean, Galaxy Games, perfect one. And there's going to be about 80 more where I'm going to do a list and just rank them out and just take a look at it. So overall, Sui, I think it's a hidden gem. I don't see anybody talking about it. The volume's up. There's so much gaming development, and the meme coins are just going absolutely crazy. They actually had one called Taizuni or something. It was like a Yu-Gi-Oh card. It was like a Yu-Gi-Oh meme coin. Here, actually, let's go over here.
Here we go. Goni, Goni, just launched.
Goni, yeah,
1.7K market cap.
check this.
Are there a lot of rug pulls on here though?
Yeah, there are. Yeah, you gotta be
So you
careful.
gotta be, yeah.
You want to make sure you want to go through the code. But I know, like, here's another one. Vaporeon, Vaporon,
Vaporeon, dude. Come on.
Vaporeon.
You must not be a Pokemoner.
No, no. Yeah, I kind of messed it up, man. Dude, this thing hit a 47x. That is crazy.
Is there a website that shows any of these? Like lists them out?
Yes. I think it was like if you go over here. Oh man, I just sent this to Trent. I think it's Sweepians right here. So sweet. So this is where they put all the projects that aren't like sketchy and rug pulls or whatnot. You can actually come over here and check it out. This is where I do a lot of my research to try to find stuff. And if you want to come up here, and I believe, yeah, so you can come over here and look for meme coins. And so I'm pretty sure all these are good. I don't know about the rest of them, but Suicune is basically the darling of Sweet. That's probably gonna be your teddy bear. That's gonna be your Icy. That's gonna be your satellite Doge 1. And then Fud the pug. Trent got into this one. Fud the pug. But the rest of them are fair play. And then on top of that, so there's these they have launch pads, Sweet Start, Seed Pad, Sweet Pad. And then the one that I'm keeping my eye on is this Gamify. So this is Final Stardust. This is like the oh gosh, I don't remember. Was it Final Destiny or I don't remember the name of the game, but it's like a similar game to one on PlayStation. I forgot the name of it. But right now, this is the first game. But when you guys come back to Gamify, there's going to be 80 of these suckers all across the board. And then they also got Gamblefy. So, I guess they got one now. So overall, I really like what we're seeing with the Sweet ecosystem. I think it has potential. It's something I've been looking at while you guys been doing research on like H-Bar and Stellar and whatnot. And I think, honestly, there's going to be this big gaming narrative building up, and I'm just getting on the ground floor and just making some small $100 bets. So that's my strategy. Any thoughts on that, man?
No, bro, I love it. Yeah, it looks like gambling too, bro, could be a big narrative.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't. It looks like Final Stardust is the only one.
Yeah,
I like it, man. I think this is why, like, if you guys don't have time for this stuff, you have a full-time job, you just don't want to do it. This is exactly why we have the 28th Wealth Group. Like, there's almost 30 guys in there now, and we're just constantly just talking about projects and throwing stuff in there that we're all seeing, and it's a great way to get into or just have new stuff come across your radar that you wouldn't have otherwise seen. And it's so valuable to have a network of people that you trust. I mean, it really is that important. You know, the people you surround yourself with are going to dictate a lot. And, you know, we've already had people in the group. Like, I'm not trying to brag, but I love seeing it when people say, you know, I've never had a coin do over a 2x overnight, or this is the first 5x I've ever done in my life. You know, that's what we're here for. That's what we want people to do, is make money so they can change their lives. Like, it's not about, you know, us just running the show and, oh yeah, this is what you have to do there, this is the only way to do it. You know, there's no ego there. It's all about the group. And if anybody's looking for a place to come where you get alpha like this all day, every day, 28th Wealth is definitely the spot to be.
Absolutely. And like I said, you know, we go through research a lot of different blockchains, and you know, everyone's got their own taste. Some people like meme coins, some people like DEXs, some people like L1s, or some people are just straight degenerates and try to go for anything that goes bananas. And we got a great group of guys, and ultimately at the end of the day, you know, your network is your net worth, and those are the things that will make you successful in this run. So you don't have to do this all by yourself. You can do it with a group of guys.
Yeah, and there's so many coins. I mean, that I've identified and I've done research on that, like Tune FM here, like Galaxy. We didn't even talk about Karate Combat. I mean, this thing could be as big as the UFC in 3-5 years. I mean, it really is gaining tons of momentum. And there's another in 2 days, Rick Ross is hosting the event down in Florida. They're having like a pre-fight for the one in February, and it's just I see what they're doing and the problems that plague the UFC with fighter pay and not as much interaction. And this is the opposite. This solves all that. You feel like you're a part of it. It's all community driven, and there's so many projects like that across all of crypto. We haven't talked even about Texan token. I was looking at the chart the other day with Irwin and Facing Reality, and the Texan Pulse chart, I mean, it was at rock bottom. So it was a no-brainer. So, I swapped a couple million Pulse down there. I think it was like 5 or 6 days ago. And sure enough, if you look at the chart now, I mean, it's moved significantly. So just having people that are looking at it would have completely slipped my mind. Like, I have a bag of Texan put away I'm never going to touch. But when Irwin was like, dude, I've been looking at some of these ranges. This is at rock bottom. Like, it's a no-brainer trade. Those are the things when you have other people you trust. You don't even need to really look into it yourself. Once you build that trust with people, it's like, oh, that's right, good call. And boom, I went and did it and made, probably doubled up the Pulse. And just little wins like that compared to chasing green candles, chasing altcoins, chasing the newest shiny object that you saw on Crypto Banter. I mean, that's not how it works. It's the polar opposite. You want to buy coins when no one's talking about them, when they're boring as hell, and this is that time for a lot of these coins. And it was like this for all these Hedera altcoins up until a month ago. They literally did nothing. You could have bought at any point in the last year and a half and just forgot about them. And then, boom, it just take off and start running. And that's what these coins do. And it's so important to hold the right coins, know when to hold them till, and how to scale out properly.
Absolutely. And also on top of that, you guys just keep an eye on like Sweet, because that's something we talk about in the group a little bit, about how not many people are talking about this blockchain. And I guarantee you in a couple months, people are going to start talking about it. And so the main point that me and Adam try to do is we try to front run narratives. And that's the key to understanding this, because by the time you see Ivan on Tech or Crypto Banter start talking about it, or even Alex Becker, that's when it's over. Everybody jumps in, it absolutely skyrockets. And another great example was when I was talking about Satoshi VM, I brought it into the group, and then next thing you know, it was on Ivan on Tech was talking about it, Crypto God John was talking about it, and then Crypto Banter talked about it, and the pre-sale basically skyrocketed. I don't know, was it like 80x or something crazy? So there's always going to be a narrative, and and believe it or not, there's going to be narratives going on to the future. So there are opportunities, and I highly suggest, if you guys are interested, come join us. We got a lot of information to spread, got a lot of good vibes, and pretty excited. So
yeah, man. And we're going to take this thing to real life too. Like, this isn't just like let's make $1 million in crypto and then you've got your life solved from there on out. It's like, once you make a couple $1 million, the problems just start. Like, the more money, more problems. That is a real thing. And I really want to build Texaco. I want to live with like-minded people. Like, I want to live with Mexican families that don't want to send their kids to public school to be indoctrinated by this nonsense, where we could have our own homeschooling, our own communities. Like, I just could imagine having living out in a rural place or whatever, buy a couple thousand acres or something and have 50 families, live there. So the kids are always playing. We have our own organic food, and we don't have to worry about any of this other nonsense with carbon credits, with who knows what they're going to be pushing. We can have our own thing and not relying on it. So that's what I'm going to be really looking to build, and at least get land, hopefully by the end of this year, to start building infrastructure, worst case, but I would love to have something that has a lot of infrastructure already built that doesn't require much, much. It's ready to move into, basically. And if we could find something like that golf course that we've been
I
looking
was about to
at
say
down
that.
in
I was about to say
Georgia.
that. We should just buy a golf course, man.
Bro, we got to just bring it up just for just so we can bring this into and speak it into fruition, into existence. Look at that right
Manifest it.
there. I just man, if we could own this and we all lived back there, we all had 10 acres if you wanted it. And there was kids outside riding bikes and playing outside with each other. It's yeah, that world can exist. And it's on us to provide it. Camo Joe right there is going to be doing his fishing tours. Maybe Rags can be doing Pilates classes right there.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, and then Facing Reality, he's going to be the head of our space agency. So,
Yep. Exactly, dude. Exactly. We need that too.
We got the dream team set up, man.
Yeah. Imagine having a restaurant there where all the food was grown or caught locally, farm to table right there. It's not unrealistic. It's not hard to do. It just takes people that care. And if you have people like that, man, it's the sky is the limit.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited, and there's a bigger picture when it comes to all this crypto stuff, because I know we run around and do degen stuff and act like a bunch of idiots from time to time, but at the end of the day, everyone has an end goal, and whether it's getting out to the country and building your own community or trying to take care of your family, I really encourage everyone to think about what that end goal is, shoot for it, and try not to get too greedy with what you do, and just remember what you're trying to achieve here in cryptocurrency. So,
dude, it looked almost here I don't know what those rooms were. If it was there's a resort there. There's we could have right here, convert those into old people homes or retirement or just homes for our parents and stuff. Yeah, if our parents get old, we have an option. You can stay here. And that's the future, instead of putting and doing it all ourselves.
Yeah, I definitely do think a golf course would do us very, very well. That's plenty of land. That'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Dude, the golf course, the restaurant, the pickleball, the pool.
Oh yeah,
or the water with the boats. It's got everything, man. This is the amount of stuff we could do with this, the amount of people we could employ, the amount of good we could do. Man, this takes $2.8 million right now. I'll bet you could steal it in cash for 2.4. Get 5 people. That's $500,000 each, and you own it outright.
Did you say 2.8 million?
Yeah.
28, baby. It's a sign. It's a sign.
Mm-hmm. Oh, dude. Oh my God. I didn't even think about that.
It's a sign.
All right, yeah. It's happening, bro. It's happening. We're gonna offer them 1.71.
Yeah. No, let's offer them 1.666. Let's do it.
True. Though they'll have to buy it then.
It all makes sense. It all works out in the end. So.
Man, good stuff, bro. Well, yeah, I think that's it that's all I got for tonight. I'm out of alpha. What about you?
Same here, man. I think next week I'll be in Costa Rica, so we definitely got to come back the following week and drop some more alpha, because I found some other stuff that I want to talk about, but it's not enough time to do it in 1 hour. So definitely stay tuned for another show.
Awesome. Well, hell yeah. We'll appreciate all you guys that were in here. Didn't have time to go through the chat, but we saw all you in there. Goo God, Rags, Shane Schuler, Landscaper. Appreciate all you guys that stopped in. Loco Toe, Thomas Anderson, Vanilla the Hexagon. You guys are legends. And we will catch you on the next one.